Hey everyone, this is Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about Remark Holdings, ticker known as MARK. This one I've been watching for quite a while, ever since the large dip that happened around 356 and it dipped down. So this time here it has seen a nice jump and then it has decreased a little. So I'm going to be talking first about a 3 months, 1 day kind of view, and then I'm going to go forward. So taking a quick look here, that the stock is above the 200 SMA, and you'll find me saying a lot that if a stock is above the 200 SMA, it's expensive, but there's different indicators that you would need to consider, and you can't have just one indicator and go home like try to base your entire trading style on one indicator. So good news is that the 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, so averages look fine. When it comes to like pivot points and whatnot, there's a pivot point right underneath at 243, and from what I've noticed is that there's a good support at around 209 and going a little bit upwards to around 220. So that's good news. Now looking into the unbalanced volume, we can see that there's a large increase into the number of bag holders there are. Volumes have decreased substantially. But here's the good news. You look at MACD in 1 day, you can see that it's decreasing, and it's going towards the positive sign, so there might be a nice increase later on. Now, when I say increase, I'm not talking about like $6-7. I'm just trying to say, well, there's going to be an uptrend later on. You can see in a $1,000,000 that it's actually oversold, and it was oversold for quite a bit, and it's going a little bit towards the oversold section, which is good news. Average directional index, it's still within a nice range that I would like to get it to. That pullback has primed it out. Now going in a little bit into the 1 month, 1 day, it's the same kind of information, but you get to see it on a little bit nice, on a better scale. You get to see that it's right now it's in a trader action zone, so the stock is primed for a reversal. And so here it kind of reversed. Once it breaks out of that, it can see a little bit of green. Now going to the 1 month, 1 hour, let's try to see if we can get a Fibonacci retrace on this one. Alrighty, so you can see the Fibonacci retracement at 195. It seems to be the lowest it has hit, but 230 seems to be a good one here. So if you remember, I said 230, I believe 238 was the pivot point, or 233, something around there. Yeah, 232, 232. So around there is the pivot point, and that's more likely where a reversal is going to happen. Now, from what I've seen, because I've watched this on level 2 quite a bit, so when I'm bored a little, sometimes I just like to watch market because it gets day traded so often. And what happens is it gets blocked at $3 and it drops down. And once it drops down, they go back and pick it up around low 20s, and it's basically a repeat process. Now, two things you got to keep in mind in this stock. It has recently received the FCC compliance, and right now it's looking to get the GDPR compliance. And once it gets that compliance, this stock should be a nice bounce up. So there's a lot of bag holders here, but it seems to be that the stock is oscillating in that between the $2 and the $3. So if you're holding this, I would suggest it's average down. If your average is a little bit higher, this stock will see a little bit of an increase. Now you get a lot of websites like Investor Place trying to say that this is a horrible trade, and you gotta trim through the noise. There's always there's always noise where they say buy or sell. You got to make your own decision. From my own experience, is I've seen it here and around this region. I was like, it's a buy. Let me go to a different one here. Okay, so around this region, I thought it would be a really nice buy. It was literally this red here, and then the next day it had gone green. Around this region, I thought to myself, this would be an amazing buy at almost very close to $2. I'm sure it's going to reach that $3-ish, and it actually did. So I'm very confident in saying that this is a trend that is kind of growing up where it can be also day traded in a way. Now, another trend that I'm seeing is using this trend line going to the 3 months, 1 day. I see an uptrend, and it's almost showing an ascending triangle in a way, where it's going to get squeezed and might have a break. Now, it's not strong because the top here does show a bit, like, I'm not sure if this is exactly what I would say is a resistance, but it does shape a bit to be a resistance in this area here. So it does shape like it's primed for having a nice run. Now, the company knows a bit what they're doing. I've seen that Royal Bank of Canada has recently increased their shares yesterday, so that's good news. Institutions are feeling good about this one. Not a lot additional institutional buy-ins, but I get to see that this company is very active on Twitter, and they want this stock to go higher and higher, and they're very actively doing it rather than more of just focusing on the business aspect. So that's kind of like a really nice juice for the penny stock world, and this, well, technically it's kind of breaking apart from the penny to the normal like stock world. But this one, as long as COVID is still going on and we see resurgence in COVID numbers, this might be a nice play for the next, I'd say, at least week or so. And if you see a dip, it's fine. Try to average down. Myself, I would love to pick it up around the lower twos. So 220 to 220 would be a really nice place to buy it. 216, I would buy it in a heartbeat. But that's basically my opinion on it, is that it will get another pop. How far that pop will go, I'm very confident that it's going to see very close to $3. But if you have any average above $3, what I would recommend is average down. But don't put all your money into it. Just in case it dips a little further, you need to be able to average down even further. So that's a good way to get out of this. I know a lot of people that have bought this around $3, $3.15, and their stock has been bleeding for a while. But nonetheless, this is more of a hype stock that has gone into a transition, a longer transition going in. I think this kind of what I would call like run has been going on for almost 2 months, and that's a good sign for me. So all in all, I would say this stock is a buy once it goes around closer to the twos. So somewhere from 205 to 220, I would definitely buy it myself. And I would sell very close to around 3, as I see it not reaching further beyond than 3. So average down, that's my opinion. Well, that's been my opinion for this stock. Let me know if you have any other tickers you want me to talk about. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have in the comment below. Subscribe, share, and like, and have a good day.